order of operations. In this video, we're just going to do some examples. We're going to focus on PEMDAS, right? This tells us order of operations with this parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, right? And we do them in this order. So if we had a problem that looked like this, well, the order of operations tells us that we should do what's in our parentheses first, which is, let's make this a 4. 4 plus 2, which is 6. 6 divided by 2 plus 3 times 2. Well, that's going to tell us to do 6 divided by 2 plus 6, right? So now you got 3 plus 6, which is 9. So with order of operations, every time we do this problem, we should get 9. If we didn't have order of operations and we just started working this problem, we could come up with something like 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Actually, redo that. Say, without order of operations, we could have said 2 plus 3, which is 5. Thank you for my lunch. So then we had 4 plus 2 divided by 2 plus 5 times 2. Then we could say, hey, you know what? Let's, I like to add. Add's easy. 6 divided by 2 plus 7 times 2. And then you could say, hey, I'm still adding, so I got 6 divided by 9 times 2. And then, I like multiplication, so let's do multiplication. X 16 divided by 18, which would be 1/3, and these aren't equal, right? So the order of operations, just make sure that we get the right answer. So let's look at some examples here. So PEMDAS, we just talked about PEMDAS. Do our parentheses, or well, in this case, be multiplication, right? 6 times -9, which is -18. Minus 3 minus 2, so we got -21 minus 2, which would be a minus -23, right? So once again, we did 6 times the -9, got my -18. From this, I'm subtracting a 3, and I'm subtracting a 2. -18 minus 3 is a minus, or -21 minus 2, which is a -21. Remember, when you're subtracting like this, you just add your numbers together and you make it negative. Let's look at 6 here. This is this is a good problem to show the importance of order of operations. If you didn't have order of operations, you may do this 12 divided by 3 minus 5 over 1. You could convert that to a fraction. Take a lot more steps than what you need to. You may or may not get the right answer. So let's work with what's in our parentheses first. So what's 12 divided by -3? -4. -4 minus 5. So now we're left with the -4 minus 5. So you got -5. -4 minus 5's a -9. I always like to think about this as an understood one here, -1. A negative times a negative is a positive. You can rewrite this as -5 plus 9, which is equal to 4. This one's tricky if you're using your calculator. This is how you got to put it in your calculator. A lot of times students forget this parentheses here. Don't forget this if you're using your calculator. When you plug that in your calculator the way it's written, you'll get a 4. It could also be that you get a problem like here where we've got variables, we're given some values for these variables, so we just plug these numbers in. So you got 7 squared minus 2 divided by 2 minus 1, right? Well, PEMDAS, you may want to keep writing this down. Every time I would do these problems in the beginning, I'd write them down. exponent, 7 squared, or 7 times 7 is 49. Well, if you know anything over itself, it's just 1. So 1 minus 1. So you got 48 minus 1. And leaves us with 47. That should be enough to get you started. If you're on YouTube and you want a copy of this worksheet, go to algebraclassnotes.com. And actually, they got links in the description. Good luck. If you're in my class, have questions, ask.